Greetings and welcome to the fifth episode of Wrong Reasons While Why People Marry. Welcome to the fifth edition, and I'm so glad that you are here with me in this episode. Thank you. I'm your friend, Pastor Divine Napoko, and I'm so blessed to have you. Thank you so very much for the numerous shares I had with the fourth episode of this journey, Wrong Reasons Why People Marry. We discussed fear as being the fourth reason why people marry, or the fourth wrong reason why people marry. And I'm so thankful. Right now I have almost 300 views or more in 2 days, and I want us to keep pushing and keep pushing. I want to make a special appeal to you that as you watch this fifth episode of Wrong Reasons People Marry, please make it a point to share it if you are blessed by it. I meet quite a good number of friends and they tell me, hey, I've been watching you on Facebook, I've been watching you on YouTube, but I have never seen them like my videos or shared my videos. You can be a friend with a difference. You don't just need to meet me somewhere or call me and say, hey, you are doing great. I would like you to actually like the video, comment on the video, share it. If you are blessed by it, then let others know that this is something they have to watch. Thank you. And wrong reason number five. Wrong reason number five why people marry is idealized romantic notions. Idealized romantic notions. You know, there's one thing that is at the back of the minds of singles when they want to marry. They are thinking of a great sex life. They are thinking of a great romantic journey. You know, they have watched some films or some movies, romantic movies, and sometimes they would want to replicate these romantic atmospheres in their future marriage, and they hear these movies which say, and they lived happily ever after. They lived happily ever after, and they are just thinking every morning they're going to wake up beside their loved one, that beautiful woman, that handsome man they ever married or they've got married to. They will get up every morning excited to see them, so filled with so much romance towards them, and they think that is what marriage is. Welcome to reality. Yes, marriage is a good thing. Very good and filled with some great moments. And to my opinion, that should be something that everyone would want to experience. Of course, people have their preferences. Some may not want to get married. That's up to them. But if I were asked to say a thing, I would say it's a good experience and a great one for that you have someone with whom you share the whole of your life, everything, and you have to wake up every day, seeing that special person whom you have chosen amongst millions of people who were around you. But you know what? Happily ever after actually just exists in movies. It exists in movies. And every real person, every honest person would tell you, if they are married, they would tell you that some mornings they wake up, or some days they actually try to find reasons to be romantic. They try to have reasons to, to have that kind of atmosphere where they feel, connected to their spouse. They feel connected to that special person they have chosen to spend the rest of their lives with. I have this friend who, when we were talking so many years ago, he says sometimes he gets up and he wonders why in the world he chose the woman he is with. And those are fleeting, passing feelings or passing emotions. And every one of us might experience it days in this way or in that way, probably not to the same extent. But you will agree, you may agree with me if you are married already, that it is not all romantic. And this is what I tell single people. Love does not keep a marriage. Love does not keep a relationship. Romance does not keep a marriage. Romance does not keep a relationship. Yes, it is possible to be with your spouse even for a long time without having to do anything romantic. I mean, when it comes to sexual relationship, it is a very possible thing because many other things have to be in place before romance can actually take the real name romance. It is unfortunate that many people pretend in relationship. Many people pretend a relationship and they just struggle, to do the duties. But when it really comes to atmosphere of romance, which is flowing from heart to heart, where two souls are actually connected, knit together in a real atmosphere of romance, it takes more than just love. And for marriage to succeed, it's not just, you don't go into it thinking, I'm going to have all good moments. I'm going to have all groovy moments, all romantic moments. If you go into marriage with that expectation, with that foundation, this is one of the reasons why many marriages are breaking. Because people get into marriage thinking that they are going to act some movie and they start pretending right in courtship. And when you start pretending in courtship, or your partner starts pretending in courtship, or both of you are pretending in courtship, trying to show the best of you, trying to show your best romantic side, and you never want the other person to see who you really are, then you are gearing in, you are kind of preparing for a great shock when you get into marriage. And if you marry for just the romance, if you marry for just the sexual feelings, if you marry because you are so used to some of these series you watch on TV and you think that that's how your marriage is going to look like, then you are going to meet disappointment in that home, in that marriage. Marriage actually goes beyond those moments, and actually an over romanticized notion of marriage is actually a fairy tale, and it often has an ending which can lead in disillusionment, because people get into it with what doesn't really exist. And marriage requires effort. Yes, marriage requires compromise. Marriage requires continuous communication. Marriage requires you to put in a lot for it to be able to work. You may wonder, that beautiful face that man is looking at every day and telling you how beautiful you look, how nice your hair look is, how gorgeous you dress, that could just last for a moment, because real relationship goes beyond those looks. They go beyond those feelings. They go beyond those romantic atmospheres. They go beyond those placing some flowers, here and there, playing some cool music and getting some candles lit and, telling you you are the most beautiful thing that ever happened to me. You are the best person I've ever met in my life. You the best man. Those moments are good. But remember, marriage goes beyond that. Marriage goes beyond that. Because if your idea of marrying or getting into marriage is based on just these idealized romantic notions, how you think you are such a lover boy, or you just found a lover girl and your two souls are knit together and you can, do it from morning to night, from Monday to Sunday, that is not real. You will get into marriage and realize that you could just get up some mornings and you never have no feelings for nobody. And you get in your bed in the night, and instead of, going into those romantic things you had ever imagined, you find yourself grinding and greening over other things that are more important. In as much as sex is a very great part of any marriage, sex, you can never really have great sex when other things are not working well. You can never really have great sex if you don't have great communication. If you will never really have great sex if you don't have empathy for each other. You will never really have great sex if you don't trust each other. You will never really have great sex if you don't have a common thought, something you're working on together, you enjoy doing together. You'll never really have sex if you always, great sex if you always have your way. You will never have great romance in a relationship if you have a selfish tendency or you have a greedy attitude. You will never really have great romantic atmospheres in relationship if you get into that relationship only thinking of what you are going to get from it, only thinking of what you're going to gain, and not thinking of what you're going to invest. I understand that great romantic atmospheres, great sex is actually a product of great relationship. It's a product of great communication. It's a product of respect. It's a product of trust. It's a product of, empathy. It's a product of two people having a common direction they are moving to with their life. It's a product of two people who are blended together in mission, in vision, in purpose. It is a product of two people who are ready to compromise and forgive and tolerate their partner. It is a product of understanding between two people. So don't marry for sex. Don't marry for romance, because that's just a little part of a great marriage. In as much as it is important, but it is dependent on a lot of factors. When I was a single, I was thinking at some point, when I'm married, every day I have to embrace my wife. Every day I have to, give her that kiss. Every day I have to look into her eyes and say, you are the best thing that ever happened to me. But when I got married, I found out, of course, that there are many other things that I needed to consider. Yes, I knew some of them before I got married, but you only marry. Sometimes you learn a lot of things when you get into the waters. Once you are in the waters and you are wet, you have to swim. Don't use romance, or don't base marrying somebody based on the fact that they are so romantic. They speak nice words to you. Let me tell you, ladies, men pretend a lot. And each time they want to get you, they tell you what you want to hear. Let me repeat myself again. Men pretend a lot. And when they need it from you, they give you what you want to get. They tell you what you want to hear. And once they get what they want to get from you, they change. Of course, women pretend too. And when two people are in a relationship and they are pretending, they are heading up for a very, very unpredictable future. And marriage is such a journey that is so complicated that it's dangerous to engage into it while pretending. It's important to set the rules clear from the very beginning. Let your partner know really who you are. Let her know you can't accept this. Let them know this is how you do when you get hot, when you get red, and let everything be on the table. Pretense, being romantic, you try to speak all the nice words. Each time they meet you, they tell you all the nice things, but meanwhile, that is not really them. You need to watch out. And that is why it is important that you always don't rush into a relation or into marriage. You always give your relationship some time that is long enough for you to be able to get some facts clear. Yes, you are asking me, how long do I need to get this information? As smart as you are, it depends on how smart you are. It depends on what exactly you're looking for. There is no set time to say 1 month, 5 months, 6 months, 1 year. It all depends on how smart you are and what information you're looking for. You try to get that information before you settle down and do a fact-finding mission. I say to people, when you meet someone who appears to be too nice to you, who appears to be flawless, you don't see anything wrong with that person, and then that person is too nice, and it seems that person meets all your criteria, all the things you are looking for in a man, in a woman, I rather advise at such a time, slow down. Either you are not seeing well or somebody is pretending somewhere. Listen to me. Either you are not seeing well, you are going through a moment of infatuation, because infatuation blinds you and it doesn't let you see the fault in the other person, or that other person is actually pretending. And how do you know they are pretending? You just need time. You also need to research. You need to find out information for yourself. You don't have to depend on that person, what they tell you. Yes, listen to them, but what they tell you is just a substrate. It's just a material to work on. It's not all that you need to conclude. And time is of the essence when it comes to relationship. Time often reveals the true persons or the true personality, identity, character in the other people. Circumstances too often reveal, and you need to stay a little bit long enough to be able to have situations that might reveal to you the real person with whom you are dealing. Don't rush into a relationship because you met some figure eight. You met some lady with straight legs, so beautiful, with a charming voice, with a charming look, and you met some handsome guy who is so romantic, who is so nice, and who seems to fit into all your specs, and you think you could just go ahead and you marry without proper background information. Beware not to get into a marriage with notions that you got from movies, because life is different from movies. And remember, if you marry for the wrong reasons, you are either the wrong person in that relationship or you just got married to the wrong person. See you in episode 6 of Wrong Reasons People Marry. I've been your friend, Pastor Divine. And if this has been a blessing to you, please share, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Living the Full Life. I'm going to attach the link to this video. Shalom.